SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
You're listening to Sports Talk Mississippi On Demand, presented by Pearl River Resort. Escape to Choctaw, Mississippi and enjoy world-class gaming, the Dancing Rabbit Golf Club, and Geyser Falls Water Park. Escape to Pearl River Resort.
Sports Talk Mississippi is on the air. Sports Talk Mississippi is powered by C Spire. Power your home or business with C Spire Fiber. To learn more, visit supertalk.fm/C Spire. C Spire Fiber powers Super Talk Mississippi. To the junction, in the Grove, and to the top. This is Sports Talk Mississippi. On your radio and in the game, right here on Super Talk Mississippi.
All right, I'm back. What did I miss? What happened yesterday? I need you to recap 3 hours of radio. What happened?
All right, I can do that.
All right, let's hear it.
I made a confession about college football.
You don't like it?
I love the sport. I'm tired as hell of everything else. So I brought on John Talty to just talk about ball.
Nice. Good.
That was nice. We had Jacob Rudner on, talked about SEC baseball. We talked a little bit with Jay Powell from Mississippi State about Mississippi State, Arkansas. We were supposed to have Brad Henderson on, but he found out I was doing the interview. He was like, absolutely not.
He was done.
Said, no chance.
That's what he told me today, too. He was like, hey, Dad.
Yeah, that's when I heard it was hey, Dad. I was out. So we did that, and then we went back to me sticking around the studio the other night, and we said, what's the dumbest thing you've ever done because you were a fan and you thought it was the right thing to do at that moment? And so we had some good stuff come in on the C Spire text line. That was the show. Check it out in podcast form wherever you guys get podcasts. Sports Talk Mississippi, Thunder and Lightning, The Rebel Report, The Eagle Hour. It's all right there. While Michael Borky pontificates over what his dumbest thing he ever did as a fan was, I'll tell you that we are in the Pearl River Resort Studios. Buddy, the golfing weather, I can't do a lot better for you than what you got out there today.
It's literally impossible to be better golfing weather than this weekend.
Incredible weather outside. Book a tee time now at Dancing Rabbit. Book your weekend at pearlriverresort.com. C Spire text line, as always, is open to you at 601-879-4395. Your team has you covered on the field. C Spire has you covered everywhere else with the best technology for home working on, backed by local 24/7 customer support. Learn more at cspire.com. C Spire, inspired by you.
All right, so there is one. But this is back in this is just high school kids being high school kids. But our baseball team in high school was really, really good. Sent a lot of guys to big programs, a lot of guys to the pros. I don't know if they're still that good, but they were. And have you ever seen the movie Tin Cup?
Yeah.
Where he's got the shanks, and his caddy makes him turn his hat around and do all that goofy stuff.
Yeah.
We started doing that during one of their games. They're getting beat in the playoffs, and so all of it, like we were turning our shirts inside out and like doing all of this stuff from Tin Cup. Our sunglasses upside down, putting shoes on the wrong feet, that kind of thing. And we were inspired by Tin Cup to do that. Mm-hmm. And it was one guy that was going. We've had a big student section at our baseball games. Like they built stands just for the students alone. And anyway, one guy had to chose to assign what you had to do to everybody in the student section. So it was just one guy walking around, all right, you do this. All right, you do this. And it was different for everybody. So I guess that's the dumbest. It was fun, but I guess that's the dumbest thing. I remember my sunglasses were upside down, my shirt was inside out. That's what he told me to do.
All right.
So I don't know. I mean, otherwise, I'm not superstitious. I'm just a little stitious. And so I don't really do stuff like that. I will wear the same shirt. Like I went to a Pelicans game and they won, and went back to the next game and I made sure I wore the same shirt because they won in the shirt that I wore, and then they ended up losing, so that magic was lost. I'll do little things like that. Nothing crazy though.
Nothing too bad. All right, I can live with that. So what is today's show going to be?
No, you didn't.
I did not. No. Like I said, I made a specific point to reach out to Brad Henderson, and the flight just caught him they got delayed. So
you didn't talk about Clemson using FERPA to hide behind a public records request?
I could not have talked about that less. Between that and Trinidad and the video game, I was just like, I'm not doing this.
Let's be honest.
For Friday.
That is an objectively hilarious excuse, citing that they. So if you guys didn't see that, a college football reporter for The Athletic FOIA'd, Freedom of Information Act. It's where anybody, it's not just reporters, it's literally anybody can go to a public institution, public whatever, and ask for records. And they have to provide them. It's a law that they have to provide them. You guys can walk up to Ole Miss and State or send an email to the what is the department? It doesn't matter. You can send an email to the right person and say, hey, I want Keith Carter's emails from...
You got to be specific in what you do.
You have to be specific.
You can't just say, I need everything, because they won't do that. But if you are like, I need all of Keith Carter's emails sent between January 1st, basically you could get all his emails from the week before the Egg Bowl to the hiring of Pete Golding to see what he was doing. You could request those emails.
And now
they have to give them to you, because as long as it's only the emails he did on his government-issued accounts.
Correct.
Right? So if I'm not saying Keith Carter has a burner phone.
He should.
I'm not saying that he does, Keith. He said it, not me. Then you can't FOIA those.
Well, it's not a burner phone, it's a personal phone.
Personal phone, right. Or if he has a personal email account. If he still has like hot shooting Keith Carter at hotmail.com or something like that. I almost got you there.
Something about tall socks.
You were doing the sip. I almost got it. The spit take there. But if he still has that, you can't do it. But anything from, I would assume like kcarter@athletics.olemiss.edu. You can FOIA those, and you can read those emails.
And they have to give them to you.
Somebody did that a while back, that exact request, because they put out some of the suggestions people were saying, like, go hire Dabo, and we should really reach out to Saban and things like that.
So a reporter for The Athletic did that. And again, he was very specific, and he said, Clemson, I want, and again, the answer has to be yes, everything involving Ole Miss, the NCAA, Luke Ferrelli, all of your documentation.
You got to be specific.
Yes, and he did it all. And Clemson responded by saying they are not going to provide any of that, citing FERPA, because it is involving a student athlete and it's a personal matter, right? That's hilarious, considering Dabo sat behind a podium and named the player, was very specific about what the player said, about what coaches said, about what agents said, gave specific dates and timelines and everything behind the podium. But the second they were asked to provide the receipts, they said, oh, we can't, it's personal. Now, look, I'm not saying that there's nothing there. I'm not saying that. Ross Dellinger confirmed yesterday that the NCAA is looking into this. And like we said back then, Ole Miss is going to have to deal with the tampering thing. There were some people that were like, oh, it's literally nothing. No, it's not nothing. Ole Miss is going to have to deal with it. Whether or not Pete gets punished doesn't matter. Yeah. They are dealing with it.
Right. There's going to be
there's something.
Yeah, people hear investigation, and they immediately start, the radar goes up. Oh, no. The NCAA investigates thousands of things every year
all the
that
time.
Never go anywhere. And this will likely be one of them.
But, I mean, call me crazy, call me conspiracy guy or whatever. 2 months ago, they were all about transparency, get this out there, I have receipts, and then suddenly when legally required to provide said receipts, they suddenly hide them.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder if there's something they may not want out there in the New York Times. I don't know. That's just me. I'm just thinking out loud. But that kind of makes me think that they're... And again, your buddy Ross Dellinger reported yesterday that there are receipts for a lot of schools. And so maybe, just maybe, the legal people at Clemson think Dabo miscalculated just a little bit. What do I know?
Perhaps.
But perhaps. We got basketball to talk about today, so we will do that. We'll talk about basketball. Obviously, baseball upcoming.
I'll never forgive Ole Miss for making us continue to talk about basketball at this point. You guys, just lay down and die already.
Well, I mean, they only have to win 3 more games.
Who do they play today?
Alabama.
All right, that should be it.
And then if they beat Alabama, it's Arkansas probably. And if they beat Arkansas, it's Florida probably. So tough road ahead, but that's why you try to finish better than 15th in the league. You know.
Yeah.
But we will talk about that a little bit. We'll talk about baseball. And we're just going to have some fun. It's a Friday. It's spring break for most of you. Also, hey, Dad, it's a weird day. It's Friday the 13th.
I hadn't even thought about that.
Friday the 13th.
It is Friday the 13th.
So things might get weird today. Who knows?
Hold on. There's somebody at the door. He's wearing a hockey mask. Hold on. Let me let him in real quick.
Yeah, the FOIA guy also did Ole Miss's fireworks budget, which was like $200,000.
Because when we asked Keith about that at the stop at the library, and we were like, we want to know what your balloon. It was the balloon budget they wouldn't give up, and that's where we learned that Richard has a sizable balloon budget.
Yeah. Hogman says, "Quit crying. Most ship jumpers don't make a difference on the field." Hey, Hogman.
I don't know how to tell you this.
Trinidad Chambliss is a transfer. Kewan Lacey's a transfer.
Kewan Lacey.
Transfer.
DeJon Stribling.
Stribling was a transfer. Daquan Wright,
Trey
transfer.
Trey Harris,
a transfer.
Walter
Nolan, a transfer.
Princely Umanmielen.
And Prince Will. Both of them were transfers.
Yeah. Diego Pounds,
a transfer.
And Hogman, just Taylon Green.
Aside from that, they don't.
But other than that,
we love you, Hogman. You know we love you. You're the best, man. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate all you being here. We will deliver on the promise of Brad Henderson when we come back.
From the what we're gonna do right here is go back.
And now back to the sports. This is Sports Talk Mississippi.
So let's get rolling
on SuperTalk Mississippi.
I mean, yesterday, now today, does Brad Henderson have a vendetta against Sports Talk Mississippi?
Yes, he does.
Is he a cross-only kind of guy? We don't know.
We're never going to get him again. The era of Brad Henderson being on the show is over.
Let me send you Stephen Head's number to see if he'll get on with us. We'll get one of them, dang it. Seth Smith, somebody.
Brad Henderson, of course, the all-time hits leader at Ole Miss, and he's the color analyst on the radio network, sends his apologies. His phone, he was not lying. His phone is not receiving calls. Can't do it. He can send text messages, so he could text us his take on the Texas series.
Just text him the questions. Sounds like Brad, if he might need to make a change to C Spire. They'll cover you wherever you go. We wouldn't have these problems.
But yeah, he sends his apologies. It's not working. He can't figure it out, but he will join us. He's always good for it. And interesting series upcoming for Ole Miss in Texas. We will talk about that. Should we do that? Should we do that right now? Should we do basketball first? Get that out of the way.
Let's just get basketball. Let's just go ahead and get it because maybe we can get Brad with us later.
Somebody says, and we'll start the conversation here. Next year, Chris Beard needs to take the team to Hall's Steakhouse before the season. He said that's why they're winning. Every game they win, they're going to Hall's in Nashville. It is expensive. Yeah, I know
it looks expensive.
He's making a heck ton of money.
Yeah.
I mean, a very, very highly paid basketball coach, as you can imagine. What is it, 14 guys, 15 guys? Mm-hmm. At a fancy steakhouse in Nashville. What do you think that bill is? $3,000?
Well,
that includes his staff too, so there's more than that.
So it's probably we're talking about 20 people or so. You think
20 to 25 guys?
Probably average. Just looking at the menu, if everybody's getting appetizer, entree, probably getting maybe getting a dessert for every two people. I don't know how much drinking's going on. Probably not a lot.
Yeah. Do you let your veterans have a bourbon?
Have a drink? I don't know. You're probably easily in the $3,000 range. Which makes it really funny when I've seen some of the tickets from when we've gone to SEC Media Days, and I didn't realize we were eating for 20.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
We might be, but
it's Moscona. It's all Moscona.
It really is. I don't know. I don't know if he'll.
Well, will he join it? Well, Richard won't. I don't know
Richard
if Richard
will be. No,
with us,
apparently not. So
yeah, we'll that's for another day. But yeah, well, he'll still come. He's not going to turn out a free steak.
I don't know if we want to give him a free steak, though.
Well,
he needs to give
you.
us a free steak. That's the problem. He needs to return the favor.
Well, it's fine.
I'm not worried about the rivalry thing. That doesn't bother me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you guys might have some issues. You're talking it out, but we'll see.
No, there's no issues. All I have to do is play the clips of him calling Lane Kiffin a bad coach and Brian Kelly being a better coach than him, and that ends the discussion right there.
There you go.
We've all had foot and mouth syndrome, I guess. But no, Ole Miss gets another win last night. They were dominating Georgia for most of the game, and then a furious run from the Bulldogs. And it got interesting late, but Ole Miss held them off 76-72. Ole Miss gave up 52 second-half points, but it was not enough for the Bulldogs. And look, A.J. Storr, 19 points. Dia had 17. He's been awesome these last two games. Travis Perry made 4 of his 8 threes. I mean, I know they gave up 52 second-half points, but defensively, they're a lot more active. I don't know how to react to these last two games, though. I tweeted last night, they're interesting wins. They're fascinating wins because unless they can win 3 more games in 3 days, which is a near impossibility considering opponent and legs and stuff like that. If they do, great. That'd be what a story that we would have to talk about on Monday, and they would make the tournament. That'd be awesome, right? But the likelihood of that happening is very, very small. They have showed you in the last 2 days, though, not what could have been, but what should have been. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. This is the kind of effort, intensity, defense, etc., especially for the guys on the block that this is what they should have been. They're not playing above their heads. They're not doing anything crazy. This is just, it makes sense now. This is what Malik Dia, when you brought him back, this is what you expected. James Scott being active on the boards, this is what you thought he was going to be. And for whatever reason, they just weren't. And so this is better than had they lost to Texas and really just had a season with no high points at all, really. But it does make you wonder why. Why did it take this long? And also, if you want to be an optimist, there's a handful of guys that apparently have made it clear on their intent to return that you want back and that you see a foundation of a team that can be pretty good next year as long as they do well and better in the portal. But it's weird, hey Dad, watching these games, it's like I don't recognize this team. Also, this is what they always should have been. Don't mean to be, negative, but they're 14-19.
Yeah.
They should have been a lot better than where they are, but 2 fun wins. I mean, it's fun to win in the tournament, right? I can't figure out how to feel about what's happened.
It's interesting, too, with Texas. That was a team that should have been fighting for its life. Like, they needed that win. They're probably out now. And if they aren't out, they're gonna sweat all the way through.
The only thing that keeps them in is the rest of the bubble is losing, too. Everybody's
losing, and they have a good number of good wins, but, man, they got a lot of losses. So that was a very surprising result. Ole Miss Georgia, correct me if I'm wrong, in the regular season was an overtime game, right? Those two teams played didn't Georgia win a close one in overtime?
Ole Miss beat Georgia, remember?
They beat them, okay.
They beat them on a Patton Pinkins buzzer beater.
So, I mean, they've already, that's twice now. Alabama is a different animal, as we know. That's a really good basketball team, even when they don't have professional players playing on for them. They have, Nate Oates is among the top coaches in college basketball right now. Also among the sleaziest. I'm done.
You're not a fan of his.
I'm not. And no, what's kind of funny? I'm a huge fan of the way his teams play. I love their style of basketball, constant motion, bombing threes on everybody, frenetic energy. I love to watch those teams play, but I don't like Nate Oates, the guy. Now, maybe I should, because, man, that's a guy he'll squeeze everything he can to get a win, right? And, that's what he gets paid to do. I can't argue against him, but there's something about him I don't like.
So you think he took it a step too far with getting the former pro that signed 3 different?
Well, I mean, that and the way that the whole Brandon Miller situation was handled.
Was brutal.
I mean, you can't be a fan of that. So, but that said, his teams win and they play a great brand of basketball. So, Ole Miss winning tonight would be a monster upset. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's a team with presumably some dead legs and a style that does not help the dead leg problem, right? Alabama's going to make them run, and you're really going to have to defend the perimeter and those kind of things. But, you'd rather them do this than just completely fall apart and have nothing to even be excited about at all for an entire season. So you would rather have this. This is better than the alternative. I won't single out the individual player because he didn't say or do anything wrong in this case, but one of the players after the game was like, well, we're just playing this hard because we want to make the tournament. We don't want to go home. And it's like, man, where was that 2 months ago?
Yeah.
You should have felt that way in January, not when you're the 15 seed in the SEC tournament in March. Like, where was that intensity? Where was that focus when conference play began? And that's the frustrating part is you know that they are better than what they put on the floor, but why didn't you put that on the floor? And they're saying all the right things now, but it's too late. It's just too late for that. Mm-hmm. And so, again, if they win these 3 games, it'd be an incredible story. But my guess would be it's just a footnote in an otherwise bad year.
I mean, that's just the way it looks right now. Now, like I said, we'll see what happens tonight. And, if they find their way into another win, hey, good on them. But that player, I feel like what the message he's trying to say is, this is where we are now. Mm-hmm. We got here. This is how, where we are. We're going to try as hard as we can. I don't think he's trying to imply they didn't play hard in the regular season, but it is how it comes across. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So I think we're good with Brad Henderson. We're going to try when we come back. We're going to give it one more shot here. He is obviously in Austin and trying to get that together. So hopefully we'll visit him with him when we come back. Somebody says, I recognize this team when they blew the 23-point lead. But the thing is, earlier in the season, they have blown those leads and have just completely folded. They blew that lead last night and made the necessary plays. It's... Anyway, somebody says, yeah, for sure. Where was the focus? And then the last one. That's why they don't deserve the tournament. No intensity in the regular season. So that's your basketball talk. We'll look at the schedule maybe coming up a little bit later. But let's turn the page to baseball now. Conference play starting. Huge series in Fayetteville. Talked about it yesterday with Jay Powell. Huge series in Austin. We will talk about that with Brad Henderson next, and then we'll look at the slate and give our thoughts on the games. I know Haydad talked about it some yesterday, but I know you guys love baseball, so we're going to talk some baseball when we come back. Sports Talk Mississippi, Pearl River Resort Studio. Don't go anywhere.
Communication system is a go. Go!
This is Sports Talk Mississippi, right here on SuperTalk Mississippi.
Exactly.
Give up. We give up.
No, he's not in.
It's still not working. It's game over. It's just game over. I don't know if this is an omen or not.
If they had Houston there with them, like Ole Miss Sports normally, he's with them. If he was there, he'd have rigged something up, and we'd be doing this phone call.
We'd be doing this by now, but it just can't. He's got to get C-Spire, and you should get C-Spire too. And you can text us on the C-Spire text line 601-879-4395. Be a part of the show. Would love to have you that way. So hey, Dad, I know you talked. I know you talked baseball yesterday a little bit.
Yeah.
So let's start in Austin. What a fascinating series this is. And Ole Miss, I mean, after what happened in Hattiesburg, you have got to go get one for sure. And how do you do that? That's what makes this so interesting is how are you able or how are you going to beat this Texas team who has a pitching staff that is just next level. The guy that Ole Miss is going to see tonight has a strikeout to walk ratio, hey, Dad, of 42-3. 42-3 strikeout to walk ratio and a BA batting average against of 143. That's it. He will fill up the zone, and he's got a high strikeout rate, and this Ole Miss offense has a high strikeout rate, and they hit home runs, but they're not at the top of the SEC in home runs either. They are actually, 25 home runs behind Georgia, who leads the SEC in home runs. Yeah. Georgia has over 60 right now. But this is a series where I think you're going to have a lot of 3-2, 4-3 type games. And, I think Ole Miss is going to pitch the heck out of it and keep them in these games, but can they get the right hit at the right time? If it's going to have to come from the home run, is Utermark going to get a hold of one in a 1-1 game late and Ole Miss kind of escapes with one? That's where I see this series headed, is really low scoring, and it's going to favor the team that makes fewer mistakes, and it's going to favor the team that when they get an opportunity, if they get a runner on base and runner in scoring position, whichever team is going to win the series is going to be the one that can actually get that guy around third and possibly even touching home plate, which is something that Ole Miss, should consider doing from time to time. But yeah, low scoring series with two really good pitching staffs, and that's what I'm watching for.
This is the hard truth of this is you say you got to get one. Well, if you get one, that's the first one for Texas this year on the right side of the win-loss column. They have not lost a game. They don't give up a lot of runs. They score a lot of runs. They're just a good top-to-bottom baseball team. Lost in the fact that LSU won the national title last year is that Texas won the SEC in year one. They are the reigning SEC champions. It's a good baseball team, and getting them on the road, this is just a brutal week for Ole Miss, having to go to Southern Mississippi and then go to Austin to play Texas. It's going to be tough, and we said that 2-2 would be doing really, really well if you were 2-2. Now, if being 2-2 means you won the series, so you'd be doing outstanding if you were Ole Miss. But yes, just don't get swept. And I look, I feel like we always have to say this, but that's not Mike Bianco's mentality today. No, he's not talking to me like, guys, if we can just get one, we're in pretty good shape here. They're talking about winning the series and winning all three games. That's fine. But if you're being pragmatic, going on the road to play the number 2 team in the nation in some polls, that is just getting. They haven't lost all year, so getting one win from them would be massive for Ole Miss.
And it starts tonight with Hunter Elliott. He hasn't exactly been the sharpest this season, which this is a crazy number, by the way. More walks than hits. 15 walks he's given up. He's also hit 6 batters. So he has put a man on base for free 21 times and only given up 13 hits. So been a little erratic, but it's a guy with so much experience that, Friday night in front of a sold-out crowd Hunter Elliott doesn't get fazed by that kind of stuff anymore. And so if they're going to have a successful weekend, you've got the guy on the hill that you want to start a weekend off. How many programs in the country right now would trade their Friday night guy for Hunter Elliott? Yeah. 99% of them? So you've got a guy. You've got that dude. And so in a way, it's kind of time for him to step up and show you that he's still his old self, because in spots he's been excellent and in spots he's been erratic this season. Here's a great opportunity for you to kind of remind everybody who you are, because everybody knows who Hunter Elliott is. It's time to remind everybody.
Can't have these starts he's had these past few weeks where he's been a little slow out of the gates. Mm-hmm. Because when you're giving up 1 or 2 runs to Evansville or a team like that, that will turn into 4 or 5 runs against Texas. Ole Miss has to play clean baseball. They need Hunter Elliott to be effective early. They can't afford any defensive lapses, and they got to find a way to take advantage of having guys on base. And if that means big home runs, then so be it. But if it just means finding a way to move runners and get guys across the plate, whatever that is, that's got to be the strategy this weekend for the Rebels. So every mistake Ole Miss makes, I feel like you can put a run on the board for Texas. They will take advantage. So
yeah, they're a lot more magnified this weekend than they have been in the last few weekends.
Yeah, a few weeks ago they had the game. Was it Arkansas State? They had 5 errors in that game,
and they won anyway.
They still won. You have 5 errors tonight, you might get run ruled. It really is that simple. That this Texas team is too good to give them free bases, extra at bats, and certainly extra runs.
Yeah. And Ole Miss has a handful of guys in this lineup that can do that. And so, I mean, will Becetta's game translate, or the start to the season that he's had, continue on in SEC play? Guys like Colin Reuter, they need that, especially in the top of the lineup, because the bottom has not provided really anything for this team this year as well. And I mean, there's guys like Foley who he has not been good this season really at all, but it's in there. You know he's capable. He did it a year ago. So will somebody like him step up this weekend? Of course, we'll have to see. But you said it. I mean, Ole Miss is. I think LSU now is the worst fielding team in the SEC. I think Ole Miss might have.
Don't you worry, Michael Borky. I've got a device right here that will tell us the answer to that.
All right. So Ole Miss fielding 971.
Yeah, fielding percentage, the worst team in the SEC is actually South Carolina. Ole Miss is the fourth worst team.
Okay.
So it goes South Carolina, LSU, Alabama, Ole Miss.
And how many does it display the errors? Ole Miss has 18.
Ole Miss on the season has 18. Carolina has 24. LSU has 21. Alabama has 20. Best fielding team in the SEC right now is Georgia. They've only made 5 errors through 18 games. Pretty impressive.
Where's State?
Texas is second, in case you're wondering. Texas State is fourth.
You win games that way.
And what's funny is there's a big gap between first and fourth, and 0.09, or I say 0.009. So I mean that's a big gap. State has double the errors at fourth. They have 5. Georgia has 5, and State has 10.
How about that?
Yeah. So I mean Georgia has been really, really clean with the baseball this year, and as you mentioned, also they are the leading home run hitting team in the conference by a large margin. They are 17 home runs ahead of number 2 Vanderbilt. And you mentioned Ole Miss is third with 36. So huge gap between, I mean, even if Vanderbilt was leading, that would be a respectable number, right? 44 home runs in 18 games. 61 home runs in 18 games is a stupid number. And Charlie Condon's not even there anymore.
Jeez. Somebody says on the other hand, Texas is certainly due a loss. No doubt they are.
They are due a loss.
They're due a loss, and who better to deliver that to them than Hunter Elliott? I mean,
I'll be honest, I think the Saturday game is who's pitching better than Cade Townsend? Who's been better than him this year?
I mean, here's
his ERA
his numbers.
is 0.48.
0.48, 0.75 whip.
Yeah.
Strikeout to walk ratio of 32-4. Mm-hmm. Has only given up 3 doubles. 10 hits, only 3 of them doubles. 1 run in his 18 innings of work. He's been spectacular. They have not extended him. Part of that's been injury rehab, but they have not extended him this year. But you're exactly right. I mean, this dude's been awesome. Now, he did it at the end of last season, like in the SEC tournament against LSU. Mm-hmm. But this is his first, being a full-time starter, start like this one. And is he ready for what will be a big crowd and an important game and all of those things? We're about to see. But the stuff is real. And, I mean, those stats, I know the schedule hadn't been great, but those stats aren't lying to you, though. The stuff matches the stats. So will they extend him beyond, 60 pitches or whatever? Will they let him get up, into the 80s or 90s and preserve an albeit really talented bullpen? I'm excited to see what Rabe in a bigger role this weekend is capable of. Because you've got Calhoun as basically your Elliott Calhoun. That's Friday. It's
right.
Elliott Calhoun. Is Rabe going to be that guy for Townsend? Do you go Townsend Rabe and finish a game that way? Especially if scoring-wise they go how we expect. I don't know. Interesting as you-know-what series. So they got to get the bats going, though. You got to move runners around. You got to have base hits.
You can't just – if you're going to be a long ball team, you got to be Georgia. You got to have 61 home runs. Just 2 home runs a game. If you're not moving your runners, it's just not enough.
Yeah. So interesting stuff. We'll talk some State Arkansas and look around the SEC as well as we move on throughout the show. Glad you guys are here. Text us on the C Spire text line, 601-879-4395. We'll be back.
And the Venable Glass.
Sports Talk Mississippi.
Do you ever get so excited that you just can't wait? Yeah!
Sports Talk Mississippi, covering your Mississippi teams.
I've been waiting my whole life for this.
Don't touch that dial!
Here on Super Talk Mississippi.
A top 5 matchup upcoming in Fayetteville this weekend. Now, Arkansas, I was going to say they limp into this series. They don't really limp into it, but Arkansas fans expected a little bit better of a team. Still really good in a lot of areas. So, hey, Dad, let's talk about it a little bit. Big pitching matchup tonight with Mississippi State and Arkansas. But what else are thoughts on that? And then what else are we looking for this weekend?
So the way I'm seeing this is it's strength on strength, right? Arkansas has an elite pitching staff, ton of great arms. They've been winning games with their pitching. State has the top hitting team in the SEC, hitting 354 as a team. I made the comment on the podcast yesterday. The guys who hit 8-9 in Biloxi on Tuesday are hitting 480 and 429, respectively. State's lineup is good. So it feels to me that this lineup is going to be, this series is going to be determined by the other side. How does State's pitching do against Arkansas's bats? Arkansas's hitting under 300 right now. And I always say, if you're hitting under 300 and coming into conference play, you haven't played any SEC games and you're already under 300, that's not a good sign for where your offense is going to be. And as we just mentioned, Arkansas, they are also a bottom half of the conference fielding team. They have not fielded the ball particularly well. So they win games because they just don't give up a lot of hits. Well, State gets a lot of hits. So the question is going to be State's pitching, which McPherson, Valinkas, and Stone, I think, are fine. It's the bullpen where you have your question marks, right? State just still hasn't found that consistency, that 2 or 3, 4 guys that they can just count on the way that good Mississippi State teams in the past have been able to do. If they can find those guys this weekend, great. If they can't, it could be a problem. I would say if State can get early leads, it's going to be really tough for Arkansas to come back. And the thing that we learned from Tuesday's game is, you may get State 1 or 2 trips through the order, but those 3rd and 4th trips, it's just really difficult. When you look at tonight's starting lineup, the guy who's probably going to be starting who has the lowest batting average is still hitting in the 300s. There's nobody below 300 in State's starting lineup unless Teal starts tonight, and he's hitting 286. So
what a bum!
I know. He started off slow. He's just been he was heating up, and then he got sick. Has missed the past few games. But if he's back in the lineup, we'll see where it takes us. I just feel like if State can keep Arkansas 5 runs or under, they're going to win games in this series. I don't think they'll sweep or anything like that. I would never predict a road sweep unless State was playing Missouri or maybe South Carolina, or I should say any of the good teams in this conference are playing Missouri or South Carolina. But they can go and win this series. This is, I know history isn't on Mississippi State's side. They haven't won a series in Arkansas since 2007, but it's just a different team going up there. This is a team loaded offensively and good enough on the mound to win games. And, for Arkansas, they need this series very badly. State needs it too, obviously. It's SEC play. Every game is super important. But, man, Arkansas's already lost 5 games this year. If they come out of this with 2 more losses, their fans are going to be pulling their hair out like, what's wrong with our team? Whereas for State, if they just get a win this week, and you're like, hey, you didn't get swept on the road at a top 5 opponent. This is a top 5 series, according to Baseball America. If you just win 1 game, you come back next week, you play a struggling Vanderbilt team, you'll be fine. But you've got to find a way to win at least 1 game. But I think State can get this series. I think that they're just good enough offensively that they're going to put runs across, even against a good Arkansas pitching staff.
Lucas says Brian O'Connor teams are 3-1 all time against Dave Van Horn teams. Sabermetric stat of the day right there.
There you go. So we'll see how that pans out. When you consider what Mississippi State's record is against Arkansas, something's got to give, I guess, is what we would say here.
Something's got to give. Other series tonight, Tennessee, Georgia in
that's
Athens.
A very fascinating series. If your over-under was March 15th on when Tennessee would give up on baseball, you could be close if they lose this series here.
South Carolina is at Florida. Ooh, that program's just in a bad way right now.
Agreed.
And they spend, top 5 money in America on baseball.
I saw that graphic. Now, that was from last year, but still, what did they spend it on? Like the Joker burning that mountain of money at the end of the Dark Knight.
Alabama's at Kentucky. That one could be fun.
The loser's in trouble. The winner will be fun.
Auburn's at Missouri.
Yeah, Auburn will probably sweep.
LSU at Vanderbilt.
That's the series of the weekend. That's the most intriguing series. Vanderbilt's already got 7 losses. LSU's got 5. Whoever loses that series, never mind hosting.
You get in.
You're going to be on the. I said this yesterday. If I had told you that number 130 and number 220, which I think were the numbers, were playing each other from RPI this weekend, how many guesses would it have taken for you to come up with LSU at Vanderbilt?
All of them.
I mean, you would have gone through every other series of the weekend. So that's where you are.
Sports Talk Mississippi will continue on after the news. Stick with us.
You're listening.
I listen to it at work.
Sports Talk Mississippi. Sports Talk Mississippi on Super Talk Mississippi.
Did you get that memo?
Yes, sir.
Sports Talk Mississippi, back with you here on a Friday. It is Friday. What a great weekend we've got coming up with SEC baseball and everything else going on. Sports Talk Mississippi. What's up on Sports Talk Mississippi? We got more baseball talk coming, plenty of it. Plus, in the college football fix, Michael Borky, what are we going to talk about there?
The Sun Belt released their schedule today.
Schedules.
And
let's go.
Also, Louisiana Tech is on it.
Yeah.
Because they're a new member of the Sun Belt.
But
Conference USA released their schedules today.
And
Louisiana Tech's on it.
Drama.
So we'll talk about that.
Talk about all that and a lot more. What's up on Sports Talk Mississippi is brought to you by Ag Up. Grass cutting time is here. And that's a true statement. You look around town, if you're out for a walk or running in your neighborhood, people are running the mowers right now. And tomorrow, first Saturday, it's going to be a lawn mowing day. Just go ahead and get it out. And right now, Ag Up Equipment has the John Deere Z915E zero-turn mower on sale for just $8,500 plus tax. Huge drop from the regular price of $13,999. That's a 60-inch deck and a 25-horsepower Kohler engine right there in your lawnmower. I mean, no, I'm not talking about a truck. I'm talking about a lawnmower. And they've got larger horsepower zero-turns as well. So there's only a limited number available. Financing options are available. Talk to your local Ag Up for details. Stop by any local Ag Up location or visit them online at agup.com.
All right, so now that free agency is winding down, you're having players with their introductory press conferences. Like, hey, I'm the new Bill, I'm the new whatever. And also, I'm Travis Etienne.
I'm Travis
the new Saint. And hold on a second. So this is part of his press conference today.
Yeah.
So growing up, it's Travis Achan. So it'd be like ACHANE. And that's how you always said Travis Achan. But when I went to college, I kept telling them my name like every day. And like after like 4 weeks, they just couldn't get it. So I'm like, man, it's Etienne. Like how you say it is how you say it. So that's how that became. And it kind of took off because it was easy for the pronouncers to say it. I didn't have to just tell them. I didn't have to correct them every day to say my name. And just when I kind of just started learning more about my last name. And how
his last name is spelled Etienne. So I'm not blaming anybody for mispronouncing names. Like, it happens, right? A name looks a certain way. If it's not a certain way, that's fine. I get it. If that is true, and he got to college at Clemson, and he was telling him, hey, you pronounce it this way, And everybody there was just like, nah. Nah, no, I'm not going to do that.
Brian had added me the whole time.
Bunch of jerks around there at Clemson. This poor. What's wrong with you guys?
I just can't wait for the first fantasy draft where someone says A-Chain and they mean Devon. And I'm going to put, if I was running the board, I'd be like, I need clarification. Because if you, and then the running back, I got to have more. Yeah. So
Travis A-Chan, not ETN.
This is
A-Chan.
better than when Kayshon Boutte became Kayshon Boutte.
Yeah.
Like we thought he was Kayshon Boutte all those years, and then he's like, no, I'm actually Kayshon Boutte. This is completely different. This guy's been Travis Etienne, and he's got a brother who is also an Etienne.
Yeah.
But apparently is not. So hold on.
Well, maybe he's just finally correcting the record that they just went with it.
But his brother was Trevor Etienne at Florida and Georgia. Did he run into the same problem? Or did Travis tell me, like, look, man, we're just going to go by Etienne
for now. Do it.
Like, how did that work? I don't know if I believe this story.
Nobody at Clemson has said that he's lying.
Dabo tampered with his last name. I need to
can see Dabo just be like,
an FOIA on last name pronunciation. Get FERPed.
Yeah, you correct Dabo a couple of times, and then you just become big fella.
Yeah. Oh, Dabo's a chief guy. Yeah, for sure. What's up, Chief? Yeah, that's him.
ETN, come here. Coach, it's H.N. Nah, come here, bud.
Come on, buddy.
Hey, pal.
There was a lot of first name with him, probably.
Oh, a lot of Travis.
A lot of Travis, yeah.
In Clemson, but honestly, that's kind of embarrassing.
Well, yeah, it's 100% embarrassing.
Get the kid's name right.
Nobody should be going by the wrong name. I don't want to be Brian Haddad. You don't want to be Michael, Borquet.
People would put an L in it. It would be Borkley. It's like
Borkley.
There's no L.
They're just adding an L?
Do you know a Borkley? I know nobody knows a Borky, but you're adding an L to a last name that you've never seen before. You're just making up a new name.
Michael Borkley.
All the time.
Really?
All the time.
Yeah, I got a lot of Haddad, but I mean that's to be expected, I think. You have to correct people on that. I've gotten to the point now where I just say close enough. If I'm out somewhere, they're like, Mr. Haddad, close enough.
Yeah, that works.
I know you're talking about me.
So his addition, by the way, has brought up questions about Alvin Kamara and what they do with him. There's been rumors about retirement. Mm-hmm. Kellen Moore was asked about it, and he did not say no.
Did not say no.
He was he's not the best answerer of questions himself.
He did not say yes either.
Yeah.
He basically said, I'll let it play out. I think Kamara still has some juice. I think he's still got some gas in the tank. Maybe one more year. And see
he deserves a send-off.
Yeah, let's him. And then you got Cam Jordan with some cryptic tweets happening today.
Oh, no, I didn't see those.
Yeah, he said something about, early bird gets the worm, but good things come to those who wait. I don't know what he's trying to say there. So hopefully he's saying he's going to be back to New Orleans.
What could that mean? Gosh, I hate cryptic social media posts.
Yeah, especially from millionaires who know fans are just locked in with them.
And that guy's media savvy. He does media all the time.
He knows what he's doing, but don't mess with us, please. I just want to know. If you're going, go. I'll always be a fan, but because I know that's somebody I trust to never go to Atlanta.
Yeah,
Cam Jordan would never be a Falcon. He couldn't bring himself to do it.
I asked one time in my life for clarification on a player's cryptic tweet, college player, cryptic tweet. Tweeted something weird.
Uh-huh.
I even forget the player, but I remember reaching out to somebody in the building, and I was like, hey, something going on with him? And because a lot of, it was a thing. Yeah. People were worried. The response I got was, his girlfriend dumped him. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. I will never ask about that. I apologized. I was like, I'm sorry. I will never do that again. I swear.
You never know what's going on with people.
His girlfriend
and so, yeah, could have had a bad day in class. Could have had a bad meal at Taco Bell. Who knows? But, yeah, so many people hear they read a tweet and they're like, oh, he's transferring. Oh, he's out for the season. He knows it. No, it's usually something far more benign than that.
Yeah, so.
Travis A-Chain.
Travis A-Chain.
Okay.
I'm in.
You know what? I'll call you whatever you want if you rush for 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns, Travis. Trevor.
Yeah, catch another 300 and
yeah, you do that, and buddy, I'll call you whatever I want.
Yeah. Somebody's talking about Americanizing your name. That is a very common thing. In the
guy who's saying
trees.
that is
right. Yeah,
half hey dad. Yes, he is. That did happen. We Americanized, and there are plenty of Haddads out there. I knew one in college.
Really,
Brian Haddad. He was a Kappa Sig up here at Mississippi State. So I would see him around every now and then and be like, "Hey, Mom said you should call." And he'd always laugh.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, we had some there were times where our identities got crossed up a couple times. I would get a phone call about something that he was doing, and
you better hope he doesn't commit a crime.
Well, I mean, as long if he can do it, but as long as he does it every day and a weekday between 3 and 6 Central, I have the best alibi of anybody.
Oh, but even just like Google. Oh,
upon Google. Well, there's another D.
Still,
he's Haddad.
That's why it's good that we have unique names, though. We can't get looped into
if there's a nefarious Borky out there,
But if there is a Borky that I'm not related to that commits a crime, they're going to think it's my brother or something.
You know who is a notorious criminal is Michael Borkley.
See,
Michael Borkley is like your alter. He's your alter ego. He's
breaking and entering.
Yeah, he's the one who's out there committing crimes.
Grand Theft Auto.
No, it's a game.
Racketeering, even though I don't really know what that is.
Version of it, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know what racketeering is?
I think I do, but not really.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's just what they charge all the mafia members with,
Are you
right?
related to Charles Borkley?
That's terrible.
That's terrible. Yeah. That's who. Yeah, Charles Borkley. That's very good.
Inside the NBA with Shrek, Chetty G, and Kenny G, and Charles Borkley.
Charles Borkley.
Oh, man. 601-879-4395. Rule changes coming to the World Cup. This is interesting to me. I hope you guys are interested in this because it's a big change here. And quite frankly, I would love to see this in other more American sports as well. All related to the clock and pace of play. We'll tell you about it when we come back. Sports Talk Mississippi, Pearl River Resort Studio.
Talk Mississippi is brought to you by Covington County Hospital in Collins, where your health matters.
Can you feel it? Can you hear it? Sports Talk Mississippi. Yeah! On SuperTalk Mississippi.
Somebody on the text line says, I got accused of a few crimes just because I drove a truck similar to the guy that liked to steal things. That's tough.
That's a bad one, yeah.
I did get out of a ticket once because a guy flew by us. I mean, like straight out of a scene, out of a movie. And he probably was going to let me off anyway because it was like 8 over. And as he is walking up to my window, it was just like a Dodge Charger, one of those cars. Boom, right by, and he goes, never mind, and then took off to his car and then took off after the guy. He yelled never mind to me. He wasn't at my car yet. He yelled never mind and took off. It was awesome.
Nice.
Peeled out. I mean, seriously, out of a scene, out of a movie. Peeled out from behind me and went, and I didn't try to see if he actually caught the guy or not, but I would like to think he did.
Let's hope so. Yeah.
Paul says he uses your name in the Grand Theft Auto game and that you're a crime boss.
What can I say? I appreciate you. At least I'm not like an underworld lackey. I'm the boss of this family.
That AI picture that you got today was something.
I look like I was not only a burn victim, but I was flattened as well. I don't. It's just another day in my mentions. The stuff that comes across, sometimes you wouldn't believe it. Yeah. They made me look like a delicious chicken wing. Why? I don't know. Somebody was just like, it'll be funny.
If we made Hey Dad's face
into a chicken wing. And then they looked at it. They looked at what they had wrought. And said, send tweet. So it happens.
You did look interesting.
I did look interesting. There's no question about that.
But anyway, glad you guys are with us. So some rule changes. This will speak to you, Hey Dad. Coming up for the World Cup, which is interesting they're choosing the World Cup. You know what I mean?
To change rules.
To change rules.
You think you change them in like some random friendly between Trinidad and Tobago and Morocco. But no, we're going to wait till we have it on the biggest stage to change the rules that everybody's played with their whole life.
So here we go. Number 1, substituted players. So if a player's coming out of the game. So in soccer, you cannot sub until play has stopped. Ball goes out of bounds, whatever.
Right.
And then you've got the sideline ref that holds up the little scoreboard saying this player comes out, this player goes in.
Right.
And a stall tactic in the sport is to take as long as you possibly can.
Oh, yeah. Give the crowd a round of applause.
Oh, yeah. You're clapping for everybody.
If you're winning, it's going to take a good 60 to 90 seconds to come off the field.
And you waste time because in soccer, obviously, the clock does not stop. Now, they can add extra time, but they never add enough.
Yeah.
Substituted players have 10 seconds to get off the field. 10 seconds to get off the field. If they take any longer than 10 seconds, the guy coming in has to wait 1 full minute before he can actually come in. So you play a man down for a full minute, which doesn't sound like much, but it's something. If you take longer than 10 seconds to come off the field. I love this. I can't believe they're waiting until the World Cup to do this, though. It's crazy to me. This is like adding a pitch clock in baseball.
Yeah. It's surprising that they're doing this now. Well, I mean, this is a rule that no other, correct me if I'm wrong, no leagues are using this.
As of right now, it does not appear to be the case.
Very random. And, what I know about soccer, what I know about at the international level, is that this will not be communicated very well. The first couple games of the World Cup are going to be littered with, they're playing with 10 men for 60 seconds. It's going to be like a power play out there.
Pretty much, but I kind of like that.
I mean, it's interesting, but...
The next one is...
it's one of those things, Michael, that I'm like, was this such a problem that we had to fix it? Was it really that big a deal? It's not, but go ahead.
The next one is very similar. Throw-ins and goal kicks will now have a 5-second countdown. If the ball isn't back in play in time, possession will go to the opponent.
Goal kicks, maybe, but throw-ins, I mean, you got to try to find the open guy. I don't know, 5 seconds, that's not long enough. Like, I know the Premier League has been doing a thing where, like, they're trying to keep goalies from delaying the game, and, I think it's 8 seconds for them. 5 seconds, it goes quick.
That is very, very fast.
Especially if you're a team that wants to play out of the back, right? If you're just hoofing it down the field, fine. Put the ball down, launch it. But if you're trying to play out of the back and try to build up, that's an issue. So I don't know about that.
Yeah, I assume there's going to be some discretion, right? With like if you don't,
I don't know.
If the ball gets kicked too far out of bounds, you get time to get the ball.
Maybe it's time from 5 seconds from the time you're set to throw.
Yeah, but the pace of that, it's been a tactic to delay and delay and delay in soccer for a long time, and you can't in the World Cup. Yeah. Number 3, players who receive treatment on the field must leave the field. They have to leave the field and wait a full minute after play starts before they can actually return. So that's another getting rid of the stall tactic.
Yeah.
Players, you guys, if you ever watch soccer, my gosh, the amount of fake injuries, and they're rolling around on the field or whatever, and they'll get the trainer to come out and check on them, and suddenly they're good to go, and they hop up and run, even though they just got murdered on the field. They somehow survive and can play right away. Can't do that anymore. Frankly, I'll be honest with you. I love this because as somebody that does not watch near as much soccer as you, but I watch the international games, especially this is going to sound the way it is, but it's true. When the United States plays the South American countries, the Central American countries, it's crap like this all game long.
That's how they
flopping,
play. Yeah.
delaying, flopping, stalling, all that stuff. It's so hard to watch.
That's a good question here. So if there are multi-subs and the players coming off both take more than 10 seconds, do they play 2 down?
I guess so.
You play 11 on 9. That is 60 seconds, you can get a goal. You can get a goal in 60 seconds at 11 on 9.
So you better get your you-know-what off the field.
I hope this is being communicated to all the teams because otherwise it's going to be an issue.
It's interesting. And then finally, the last one, VAR. So if you're not familiar with soccer, that's review, instant replay, like replay review.
Video assistant referee
will now be allowed to review second yellow cards and corner decisions if a clear mistake is made.
All right, second yellow I'm in fan of, right? You want to make sure, because second yellow gets you kicked out. That you want to make sure.
That's like targeting.
Yeah. Corner decisions, they've never done that before. That's totally new. Normally it's just like whatever the referee calls is what it is. And I've always wondered about that because there is like, why is that not a reviewable play? It'd take 2 seconds to see who off of last. So I like it, but that is another one where I'm just telling you right now, because none of these players are playing in their leagues under their rules right now. They're going to show up at the World Cup and it's going to be like, hey, by the way, this is the case. So I hope these things are being communicated.
Yeah, it's from an ESPN article. You would hope that if it's getting published in ESPN, then...
I mean, you say that, man.
True.
Just depends on the teams.
Yeah. No kidding. But, I mean, that's like the college football playoff in November saying, actually, 2 feet in bounds. That's a catch in the playoff. Actually, the 2-minute warning's going away. Sorry.
Yeah.
Actually, the play clock instead of 40 seconds is now 25.
These feel like these should have been rules that were implemented last year
in qualifying.
For qualifying so people could get used to them. To throw them in at the biggest, like I said, imagine if the Super Bowl they were just like, oh, hey, by the way, holding is now a 20-yard penalty. Like, what? Nobody told us this. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to work. But this is how FIFA works. FIFA is one of those organizations, they just make it up as they go along. They're not beholden to anybody. They make their own rules. They're one of the most corrupt organizations on the face of the planet. And so it's just not surprising to see them just do stuff like this. Nothing they do surprises me. I wish they'd go to sudden death overtime, says Mark from Gulfport. A lot of people are going to be amazed that soccer doesn't do that. Yeah, soccer is never golden goal would be awesome, but they never do it.
How impactful do you think just the American attention on this year's event is in a rule change like this? Because one thing that prevents the average American from liking soccer is the flopping and the complaining and all that stuff. That does turn people off. So do you think that's part of this?
Probably. Well, I don't know. Maybe they just figure like if we speed the games up, we can have more ads. It really may be that simple. Like, hey, if we can shave 1 to 2 minutes off the actual game time, that's 1 to 2 minutes of ad time we can run in between games.
Oh, and they are also having a mandatory water break halfway through each half.
That's a big one there.
So you know what that is?
That's time to run ads.
Also, you just have quarters now.
Yeah, basically, you have quarters.
Sports Talk Mississippi. We'll be right back from the Pearl River Resort Studio. Brad Henderson tried to join us on the Farm Bureau guest line. Check out favorites.com and go with the home team, Mississippi Farm Bureau. We'll be back.
I can't believe what I'm hearing.
This is Sports Talk Mississippi, right here on SuperTalk Mississippi.
Welcome back in, Sports Talk Mississippi. This was trending online. I don't know if you talked about this yesterday or not. Probably not.
You never know.
Two groups of sporting events. You have to choose one.
I saw this. I did not talk about it.
And you cannot watch the other for the rest of your life. So you choose one, you can watch that for the rest of your life. The other gets eliminated. Which one do you choose? Option A, the Masters, Major League Baseball playoffs, college football playoffs, Stanley Cup playoffs.
Right.
Group 2, the NFL playoffs, March Madness, the NBA playoffs, and the World Cup.
Is there a way we can put the graphic up so that people can see it? Because I don't know if they'll catch that.
Incapable of doing that while also doing this.
Incapable, huh? No.
Yeah.
You want to be treated like a superstar. I'm going to need superstar effort from you. Is what I'm saying, all right? I don't want to hear, can't never could, is all I'm going to say to you. So here's what I would tell you, is I'm taking the one with the NFL, NBA, World Cup.
And March Madness.
And March Madness. Because here's the truth of the matter, and it may hurt your feelings. Like, Mississippi State not going to be sniffing that college football playoff anytime soon, I don't think. So I can still watch all of their games. I don't miss any. I still get the college football regular season, right?
You do get the regular season.
And I get all of the bowl games except for the college football playoff games.
Except for the playoff.
I can live with that.
I cannot live without the Masters.
So the Masters is what makes. See, for the Masters, for me, I can live without, right? That's not a huge deal for me. But the NFL playoffs are awesome. March Madness is awesome. The NBA playoffs are awesome. And the World Cup is awesome. I can live without the MLB playoffs. The Giants, if they'll ever get back there, and the Stanley Cup is irrelevant to me. Look, if Stanley Cup playoffs are on, I'll watch, but I'm not going out of my way for it.
See, I'm option A. The Masters is what does it for me, though. You could switch the other three.
Yeah.
I'm still picking the one with the Masters in it because I like them all. Got to have the Masters. I can't live without it.
That's fine. I get it.
And like you said, I get the college football regular season too.
You're not alone in that. I guarantee. There are people out there who's like, I got to have the Masters.
Dwight says I can't live without March Madness.
Got to have it. Get it.
Kevin says always watch college football playoffs, never watch NBA playoffs.
Then you would choose the one on the right, but you're losing the NFL playoffs as well. So I don't know if you're an NFL guy or not. But
gosh, that's tough. That's tough, especially now that the Saints are going to be back in the playoffs.
Well, and the NFL playoffs are the best football of the year. Like, the games were all good this year for the most part.
Yeah, the quality of play is just...
It's just so high. Because you usually have the best quarterbacks are out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just such a good quality game. It's football the way it's supposed to be played at all levels. So yeah, that's good. March Madness is from just a fun standpoint, maybe the most fun sporting event of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the World Cup really shouldn't be on here. They got to figure something else because it's only every 4 years.
Yeah, it's got to be
I need something else. You know what it would be for me? You want to put me to the test?
EPL?
No. WrestleMania.
Ooh.
Put me to the test on that one.
All right, switch the World Cup. No, you already picked the one on the right.
I picked that side, yeah. So.
All right.
So if you switched
the Stanley Cup playoffs with WrestleMania. So you have Masters, baseball postseason, college football playoff, WrestleMania.
Now I'm thinking about it harder. I'm probably still going to go the other side because I want to keep the NFL and the NBA, and I want
March
Madness. I mean, that's big three, but I'd be sad to miss WrestleMania.
Speaking of March Madness, the bubble is so bad. If Miami does not get in,
no. So I'm saying I can still hear the radio broadcast. No, you're out. You're not. You can have no.
You cannot consume
nothing. Don't. You cannot.
No
consume
highlights.
This product.
Nothing. It's over.
You can hear about it. Who won?
That's it. Yeah. But you can't access the box score. It's your buddy at work tells you who won.
Yeah, Marty in Portland can't. I'm kind of surprised by this though. But he says he can't not watch the Masters. Marty's also an LSU fan, so he's going to be interested in the college football playoff. So the one with the MLB playoff. So you're taking MLB, college football, Stanley Cup, and the Masters.
Ooh, okay. Hey, Dad, another trade for you. Get rid of Stanley Cup.
Mm-hmm.
College baseball's postseason.
It's a good one. So
because that one
we're not allowing radio. Just they
radio.
Say watch. The people who say watch, those people who created this graph are not the people who are listening to games on the radio.
They probably don't even know they're all.
They probably don't even. Yeah. What they mean is I'm going to take them at the letter of the law here, or the spirit of the law, not the letter of the law. That they mean you cannot consume this content. The game is played, and you're not allowed to watch or listen to it. And if you want to say they can't watch the highlights, that's fine. So now the college baseball one. What group is I in? What is my group? It replaces
college baseball playoffs is grouped with the Masters, Major League Baseball postseason, and the college football playoff.
Real quick, by the way. Easy for state fans like Hey Dad not to pick the college football playoffs since their team probably won't make it to one for a while, Steve and Hernando. Thanks for listening, Steve and Hernando. I literally just said that. Those are the words that literally
that was your justification.
Literally came out of my mouth. So you think you made a little quip there? Do you think you got a funny one on me? I said it. What is my choice again with the college baseball?
So it's Masters, MLB postseason, college football playoff, college baseball postseason, up against the NFL playoffs, March Madness, NBA, and World Cup.
I'm still with NFL. Yeah, I love baseball. Don't get me wrong, but
especially with what Mississippi State's currently putting on the field, you would still take that?
Here's the problem. I do have a job to do. So, I can't. This is all hypothetical, right? We're all assuming I don't have.
You got to do your job
work.
Somehow.
Yeah. Can you imagine Monday after a huge series? Hey, Dad, what'd you think?
I didn't watch.
I didn't watch a second of it.
I took the A, guys.
Literally, I don't know who won. Who won? Tell me who won.
I took option B. Sorry.
Am I allowed to read a box score?
No.
I can't even. How am I doing this job? I quit my job.
No box scores, only Mark at work, who you don't really like. But Mark has similar interests. You know what my favorite? What?
Somebody's talking about the guy I was making fun of. That dude probably enunciates the H in Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Say whip. Whip.
Whip. Say Cool Whip.
Cool Whip. I would feel weird
Cool Whip.
talking like that.
Yeah, well, you're doing it on purpose.
Man, Scotty Scheffler is just...
He imploding?
He's fine. He's going to make the cut and all that. But he is... Everything off the tee is going right. He's eventually going to hang out with Ben Shapiro. He keeps missing to the right.
Got big eyebrows?
He's just so far right.
You've seen Shapiro's eyebrows lately?
Yeah, what's up with that?
It's like two giant caterpillars fighting each other.
What
happened there?
You're a multimillionaire, dog. You gotta
a little groom. When I go to get a haircut, they look at my eyebrows every time. They're like, "Hey, you want me to get that for you?" If I got a wild hair going out of one of them, they'll take care of that for me. I don't know what's going on there with his eyebrows.
So he says Mark Borky. Mark Borkley. Yeah, that's the guy at work that you don't like. Mark Borkley.
Mark Borkley is a terrible human being. Maybe the worst person I ever met. Mark Borkley.
Did meet a listener yesterday, by the way, at the donut shop. Really appreciate.
So did you take off for your birthday?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just to hang out. It's spring break, just to hang out with.
I was like, it's like a 5-year-old. I got to be off on my birthday.
No, it's spring break, and so I spent the day with.
Oh, I understand.
With my guy.
Yeah.
Went to Top Golf because we couldn't go to the real golf course because all it did was storm the day before. So that's why I really took off to play golf. But it was car path only, and a 6-year-old. I'm not making a 6-year-old walk 18 holes. So
yeah.
So we went to Top Golf instead.
Okay.
But yeah,
met
a listener at the donut shop.
Well, appreciate them listening.
What? So, I was walking out, and he just said, "Hey, appreciate you and Hey Dad on the way out."
Huh. Yeah.
Next time, stop me. Yeah. Oh, you got to mention. But next time, stop me. I'd love to actually talk to you. You don't have to do a flyby. I appreciate you. But that was cool.
A flyby. That's funny.
Somebody says, "Oh." Somebody talking politics here on the text line. I was just making a joke about how Scotty Scheffler keeps hitting his driver to the right. I don't actually know about
we
Ben
weren't
Shapiro's real politics or anything.
Ben Shapiro could be on here talking about, embracing communism. I wouldn't know.
But yeah, Scheffler.
All I know is I saw a picture of him, and his eyebrows are out of control.
But everything is right. And what's odd is a player of that skill spending 2 straight days missing everything off the tee right. You'd think that would be a quick fix. If he was spraying it everywhere, that's a problem. But it's the same miss every time. It's like, man, I figured you would know exactly what you're doing wrong to fix that because it's the same. But I don't know. Golf is hard. The world number 1 best player in the world still struggles at that sport. If you ever want to get mad on Saturday when you're playing in your guys group, watch Scotty play today. He's the best player in the world, and he sucks.
Sometimes it messes up for him.
Yeah, we'll be back.
From the Venable Glass.
Hey guys, what happened? What the heck are you doing?
Sports Talk Mississippi on your radio and in the game. Sports Talk Mississippi.
The SEC tournament still going on. Tennessee and Vanderbilt playing a good one in Vanderbilt's hometown. 60-55, the Doors lead the Vols with 8 minutes to go in the game. Earlier today, Florida beat Kentucky. Yeah. Florida was shooting, like 12% or something crazy from the field for a while. I mean, just an awful shooting day for the Gators, and then they finally turned it on.
Figured it out, yeah.
Figured that out. Florida is, they're in a group of 2 or 3 of the best teams in the country, and if one of them doesn't win the national championship, it's a major upset. Mm-hmm. They're in that small group, so they'll move on. Ole Miss and Alabama coming up at 6 o'clock. Some of you are going to lose us at 5:30. Some of you are going to lose us. SuperTalk.fm, SuperTalk app.
SuperTalk app, and just go switch to 100.9 here in the Golden Triangle. I will be
there. It is.
Yeah.
We will be there. But Ole Miss, Alabama, a 12.5-point favorite over Ole Miss tonight in Nashville. Alabama.
I feel like that'll go one or two ways. Either they're going to be really, really close, like go all the way to the wire, or Ole Miss completely out of gas and Alabama wins by 20 plus.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if the fact that Alabama has not played yet this week and Ole Miss has played 2 games already starts to show itself in the second half. Like it's really close at halftime. Maybe the first 5 minutes of the second half, they're still going back and forth, and then you'll have a bad turnover or a couple of missed shots, and Alabama makes a couple of shots, and then your knees start to give a little, and that's the problem with, again, being the 15 seed. If you're going to try to make a run that you want your team to make, of course, it's difficult to win 5 games in 5 days. It's
difficult to win 3 games in 3 days.
5
and 5 is going to be nearly impossible.
Nearly impossible.
Well, you got to give Ole Miss credit, man. This is a historic run. First ever 15 seed to win 2 games in the tournament.
It is the first time ever.
You can't argue with that.
Only the second time 15 seeds have been in the tournament.
That's irrelevant. I'm trying to dap you all up. Give me.
There is always got to be a first, right? There's a first for everything.
First for everything.
Apparently, there will be a day where I will shave for the first time, but
I don't know when that day will be. White meat baby face over there is what they would call you.
I shave every day. That's why you don't see facial hair on me. I shave every day. That's why. Yeah. Or honestly, I say every day. It's like every other day. But when I don't, it looks awful. It's not like I could grow a nice beard. I can't do that. So there was a lot of truth to what was allegedly said on this show yesterday.
That wasn't allegedly said. We said it. 100% said. I promise you.
There's a lot of truth to it, though.
Yeah.
If I tried,
it was all will. I was just
shave November. By the end of November, you guys would just think I'm just dumb. It wouldn't look good. It'd be like, why is he doing that? There's something wrong there.
You should go no haircut November. Just see how frizzy you can get it.
Should have done mustache March.
Well, we just said you shaving, you would look terrible.
I think I could do mustache, though. I think I could do one.
Did you do like a Noah Sullivan mustache? Could you wax that thing and curl it up? A blonde curled mustache like that would be maybe the most evil look you could possibly come up with.
One of my favorite bars had a bartender, awesome bartender, great dude. But he did the curly thing, and every time I saw him, I just wanted to grab him and just pull him off. There's something I just want to, or just take a pair of scissors and be like, and hold him down and just cut him and be like, there, good. You look so much better now.
So not a fan of that look is what I'm getting from you?
It's not 1750 anymore. I mean,
well, I think that's more of like an 1800s kind of thing. Okay. Late 1800s.
Same difference.
No. Totally different. Totally different.
The point is, it's 2026 now.
Yeah,
or like 2022
everything
at
old
the time.
Is new again.
What would you want to bring back if you could?
Oh, man, that's a great
From an old-timey era, long time ago. I think the Cars. If I got to bring back the Cars, like the old Thunderbirds
the band?
and stuff.
Oh, okay.
No.
Like Rick Ocasek?
No, the vehicles. If everybody's driving around in those cars now, that'd be sick. I wish we had those.
Can I say the gas prices? Am I allowed to say that?
Well,
Can I say
that too.
I remember when gas first was $1 a gallon. I mean, everybody was freaking out. Public hangings. Calm down, Jay from the Res. Just relax.
If Ole Miss beats Georgia in a super regional or Omaha, they are officially their daddy at that point. Yeah, seriously, think about
They have really made Georgia's year bad.
That's crazy.
Like, what do they do to y'all in Georgia?
I mean, it's punishment from the 2023 game. That's what it is. It all goes back to 2023.
Yeah, I get it.
Because that was just a beat down.
Yeah.
And then revenge. Sports Talk Mississippi. The Sun Belt released their schedule, so we know Southern Miss's schedule in order, and it has a team on it. So that's the first thing. We'll go through their schedule, talk about it. And then there's a team on their schedule that is supposed to play 24 games this year.
Kind of.
We'll do that for the College Football Fix. Sports Talk Mississippi, Pearl River Resort Studio.
Your home. Let's go to the junction, in the grove, and to the top.
Don't hurt yourself.
Sports Talk Mississippi on Super Talk Mississippi.
Welcome in, 5 o'clock hour, Sports Talk Mississippi. You know what time it is.
Time for the College Football Fix. The College Football Fix is driven by your Mississippi Ford dealers. Built Ford Tough, the best-selling truck in America is the Ford F-150. So when you're cruising down the road, blaring our national anthem, Freebird, at top volume, don't be doing it in anything but the best-selling truck in America. Drive a Ford F-150. Thank you for your attention to this match.
All right, we have the schedule. Knew the opponents, but now the schedule has been released for the Sun Belt. Obviously, Southern Miss included in the Sun Belt. And here is how everything will shake out. Open the season with Alcorn State on, I was about to say February 5th. No.
I wish.
That would be something.
We're a month into the season.
September 5th, Alcorn at Southern Miss. Week 2, Southern Miss at Auburn. Look out, Alex Galesh. Look out.
You never know.
Week 3, hosting UConn. Now, that game is interesting as all get out. UConn, a good team a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the portal and all that. Mora left, too. Where did he go? Was it Colorado State?
Is that right? I think that's right, yeah.
That's right. But it was a good team a year ago. Interesting game. Kind of random, too, UConn coming to Mississippi to play a game. But you got to fill the schedule out somehow.
Welcome to Mississippi.
And then week 4, you want to talk about interesting? Will Hall's revenge. Southern Miss at Tulane in week 4. Look at that one.
That'll be good. That'll be a good one.
Tulane, obviously a playoff team last year, return a ton from that playoff team. They are investing in football at Tulane.
Yeah.
And obviously the connection with Will Hall. Southern Miss fans will travel to that game very well as well. I remember last time they played there was a ton.
Yeah, they brought a bunch, yeah.
Of gold there. And then conference play. First game of conference play at Troy. Then hosting Arkansas State and Louisiana before they go to ULM. Then they host James Madison. That's a big one, possibly.
There we go.
That's a big game there. November 5th. Ooh, buddy. And then they go to Louisiana Tech. More on that in a second. Before they host South Alabama. Yeah. And then they end the season at Old Dominion. So, I mean, it's the Sun Belt. It's a good league. A lot of good teams on that schedule. That game at Tulane is interesting as can be. You've got the bye game with Auburn in there. Tough schedule, but it's not like daunting. It doesn't appear.
Like they're non-conference games. You got some winnable ones there for Southern Miss, and which is the key for them. Because I feel like they'll be okay in the Sun Belt, but they got to win a couple non-conference games if they want to have the kind of season they'd like to have in Blake Anderson's first year.
No doubt. Now,
but you mentioned Louisiana Tech.
Now here's the interesting part. As part of the release, the Sun Belt released Louisiana Tech's schedule. And why does that matter, Michael? Well, I'll tell you in a second. Here it is. They're hosting Northwestern State. They go to LSU in week 2, Baylor in week 3. They host Army. Gosh, that non-conference, brutal. At LSU, at Baylor, and Army, who's awesome.
That's tough right there. You'd be happy to get one of those.
Then they host Louisiana, go to ULM, host Old Dominion, go to South Alabama, go to Troy, host Southern Miss, as we mentioned. A TBA with Arkansas State, so that'll be a midweek game.
Yeah.
And then they go to Georgia Southern. Okay, why'd you say Louisiana Tech? Because also today we got the schedules released from Conference USA, and sure enough, it features Louisiana Tech. We mentioned the 4 non-conference games. But also, they're hosting MTSU. They go to FIU, host Missouri State, go to Liberty, host Kennesaw State. By the way, the day of the week on those games? Wednesday, Thursday. Shout out Conference USA. Then they go to Jacksonville State, host Delaware, and go to Western Kentucky. So how did we end up here? How on earth is Louisiana Tech on 2 different schedules in 2 different conferences? Here's kind of the bullet points. Louisiana Tech back in the summer, last summer, almost a year ago now, they announced that they were joining the Sun Belt in the middle of July. Smack dab in the middle of July last year, they accepted the invitation from the Sun Belt to join the league. And they said that they're going to move to that conference no later than July 1st of 2027. But they informed Conference USA on July 1st of 2026 that they will no longer be in the league starting that day. So they told them this summer, you're doing it. Conference USA contends, no, we don't agree to that. We're not letting you out of your agreement. We haven't agreed yet on a settlement fee, like an exit fee either. So you are staying in our league until that happens. And CUSA has doubled down and tripled down. They are refusing to move on that, and now it's being taken to court. The University of Louisiana system, like the whole, UL, ULM, all that, has taken up the case and sued on behalf of Louisiana Tech to be able to exit the conference this summer. In a statement released after the filing of the lawsuit, the school said the proposed football schedule drafted by Conference USA left them no choice but to sue. And as of this moment, that case has not been resolved. Louisiana Tech is scheduled to play in 2 conferences this year. And, I mean, that's it as of right now.
So you've basically got... You don't have a lot of time to figure this out, right? Otherwise, you're going to have... I mean, it's already going to be messed up, right? I guess with the Sun Belt, because the Sun Belt and the Conference USA both have teams you're not playing, right? In your conference.
Yes.
So I guess they can finagle. Whoever loses this debate is going to finagle it to make it work. But that's a very interesting situation for sure.
Doesn't this strike me as Louisiana Tech should play this year in Conference USA and then get out of their agreement as scheduled next year? Doesn't that make the most sense? The conference that you're leaving and that you haven't agreed on they haven't come when schools leave conferences, if there's years left on whatever agreement that they had, they buy themselves out of it. You haven't bought yourself out of it. You haven't come to an agreement on how that's going to happen. You need to play until that happens. Right?
You would think. But, I mean, Texas and Oklahoma didn't.
But didn't they buy their way out of it?
They bought their way out. Yeah, Louisiana Tech is going to have to. How much money did the Sun Belt want?
It's a negotiation. They have not said. Obviously strong enough for Louisiana Tech to say no.
The problem is, and you know this with these group of 5 schools, like their budget, they can't afford even if it's like $1 million, $2 million, that's a huge hit to them. So, I mean, I don't know what the Sun Belt's what the Conference USA is going to ask for, but my guess is it's probably more than that. For being totally honest, they're asking because you're saying, hey, we've got to completely reset our schedule. That's going to be difficult for us to do. So I don't know the answer here. If I'm Louisiana, I understand why you wanted to get to the Sun Belt, but I don't know. I'll be interested to see who folds in this one.
Somebody says if they're not going to allow them out of a conference, then they should not have to pay to leave that conference. In this instance, they could reschedule a few games around and actually play in 2 conferences. No, there's no way. That's player safety issue.
Yeah.
But they have an agreement. If they're not allowed to break their agreement, they shouldn't have to follow their agreement. That I don't know if that's the precedent that we want to set in this deal either. Interesting stuff. But Southern Miss might be out of a game this year. And the Sun Belt will have to blow up the schedule that they released today and start over.
Yeah.
Because how do you even do that? You can't keep it as is. You have to start completely over, don't you?
I think so.
You can't just have that game go away for half your league and then just fill it with something. Bizarre.
I mean, this is the new day and age of college football is when you have stories like this, when you have, stuff like this happening. Doesn't make sense, but kind of is what it is.
It's your college football fix driven by Ford and your local Mississippi Ford dealer, Southern Miss. Somebody says this is not interesting stuff. I think it's fascinating as all get out that Southern Miss has a game that may or may not be on the schedule because 2 conferences scheduled the same team. I don't know.
Yeah.
Agree to disagree there, I guess. But not much college football news on March 13th.
Yeah. What do you want?
We'll be right back in the Pearl River Resort studio.
From the Venable Glass Traffic Center, left 2 lanes are still blocked. I-20 eastbound just past Gallatin. Also look for delays westbound on 20 in the same area. Overflow congestion still Highway 80 eastbound at Flowwood Drive. This update brought to you by River Trust Federal Credit Union. With early direct deposit from River Trust FCU, your paycheck can arrive up to 2 days early. Whether it's paying bills or treating yourself, early direct deposit ensures your money's ready when you are. Visit our website or give us a call to get started. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, this is Bob, and if you're like me, you like dealing with local people. Majestic Metals was founded in Mississippi in 1954 and are headquartered right in Gluckstadt. For complete metal building systems and steel roofing and siding, call the hometown folks. Majestic Metals, 800-647-8540 or online at majesticmetalsinc.com.
If you're feeling anxious about your investments with all the economic volatility and chaos in Washington, tune in to SuperTalk Jackson on Wednesdays from 9 to 10 a.m. and Sundays from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. for Element Wealth Radio with Jeremy Nelson. Learn more at myelementwealth.com.
I'm Boomer Esiason. Shop that's always believed in using OEM parts and repairing vehicles to their original factory condition is Clinton Body Shop. Auto accidents are stressful, and the last thing you need is a repair that devalues your car and makes it unsafe. In a time when more than ever insurers are pushing consumers to body shops that work for them and not you, we want to remind you Clinton Body Shop believes you deserve to have your vehicle returned to its pre-accident condition. That's why we use OEM parts and OEM repair procedures. In fact, we're trained and certified by more automakers than any body shop in Mississippi. So remember, it's your right to choose where to get your repair. So choose Clinton Body Shop in Clinton or Richland. As our founder always said, we really do take pride in perfection. Go to ClintonBodyShop.com.
Hello, I'm Gary Jolly from the Tractor Store. LS Tractor understands your passion for the land, and just like you, LS Tractor is committed to excellence and superior products. LS Tractor comes with a long list of standard features that are unmatched by other brands and backed with the LS commitment to provide exceptional customer service and satisfaction. You get a lot more for your money with the LS Tractor. Come to the Tractor Store in Richland to experience the LS difference. The Tractor Store in Richland.
Beyond the headlines on Middays with Gerard Gibbert. Weekdays 10 to 1 here on SuperTalk Mississippi. The sports. This is Sports Talk Mississippi.
Sounds good. On SuperTalk Mississippi.
We've got some starting lineups as the baseball games get ready to get going here. Mississippi State and Southern Miss's lineups are out. We're still waiting on Ole Miss. Let's do the Golden Eagles first as they get ready to start conference play in Jonesboro, taking on Arkansas State. Joey Urban will lead off for the Golden Eagles. He'll play center. Matthew Russo is at first base, batting second. Davis Gillespie batting third in left field. Ben Higdon's the cleanup man, and he'll play in right. Dre Barrett is at third base, batting fifth. Kyle Morrison at second base, batting sixth. Tucker Stockman is behind the plate. He'll bat seventh. Seth Smith, shortstop, batting eighth. Caleb Stelly is your DH. He'll bat ninth. And Colby Allen, of course, on the mound for the Golden Eagles. In Fayetteville, both these teams in Arkansas. Didn't think about that. Aiden Teal is indeed back for Mississippi State. He will lead off and play in center tonight. Ace Reese in his customary spot at third base and batting second. Noah Sullivan's the DH tonight. He'll bat third. Reed Stallman will clean it up. He's playing first base. Garrick Fry at second. He'll bat fifth. Ryder Woodson's the shortstop. He'll bat sixth. Andrew Raymond behind the plate, batting seventh. The freshman Jacob Parker batting eighth and playing right field. And, of course, Bryce Chance in left field for Mississippi State and at the bottom of the order. Ryan McPherson on the mound for State. So this is what I want to point out. For State, this lineup means the following guys are not in the starting lineup. Vitas Valencius, who's hitting .480. Drew Wires, who's hitting .462. Blake Beavis, who's hitting .429. And Sean James, who's hitting .407. Those guys are on the bench for Mississippi State.
You should consider putting him in the lineup.
Well, you say that, but, my guess is if Teal has a good night tonight, he'll be over 300. Raymond is hitting .355, the other catcher, so there's nothing wrong with that. Parker's the other one who's down. It's .259, but as we mentioned the other day, he's slugging the ball well. They're just playing matchups and doing the best they can. It's just interesting to watch.
You got to do it.
Yeah.
So, World Baseball Classic tonight, United States, Canada. Do you see what the Canadians are doing in warm-ups?
Are they just shooting maple syrup?
Those losers are wearing Canadian hockey jerseys.
Oh. Well, get ready to finish second place, buddy.
That's the thing. It's like, it'd be different if you just beat the Americans in hockey.
Be rubbing your face in it, yeah.
You're playing the Americans tonight, and you're like, oh, look. And one, you're a baseball team. Be a little bit more serious with yourself. You're the baseball team. The hockey team couldn't beat the Americans. Why are you wearing their stuff? They lost. What's there to... It's just leaning into the whole Canada's for losers aesthetic, man.
Yeah.
If I were a baseball player getting ready to play the United States, and I played for Canada, I'm not wearing a hockey jersey. I'm a baseball player.
Well, I mean, here's what I would say. Like, again, if they had won...
That's different.
It'd be different. But since they didn't, I don't know.
That's just loser behavior. It's just loser behavior.
That's kind of weird.
But that,
it's the Canadians.
That is the Canadians for you. You gonna watch tonight? No,
probably
no
not.
way.
I got other baseball to watch.
I'm curious. The Ole Miss fan out there, how their viewership's going to be divided.
Oh, I think it'll be mostly baseball.
I don't know.
If I'm an Ole Miss fan, I'm going to say, look, if they win tonight, I'll be locked in for Saturday for the semifinals. But as it is, I think I would just say it's an enjoyable little run, but I don't think we're getting past Alabama. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that, but I feel like baseball will have most Ole Miss fans' attention tonight.
I tend to think so. It is just simply easier to watch the basketball game.
Correct.
You just know where to find it. It's on SEC Network. There it is.
Right.
When's the last time you've been to the basketball tournament?
The SEC tournament?
Mm-hmm.
The first year I was on this show. 2019.
It's a long time ago. It's fun, though, right?
2020, I don't know if we were planning to go or not, but obviously COVID wiped that out. We weren't planning to go because the SEC tournament was going on.
Yeah.
When it happened, and then we've never been back. So it's fine, but it really is a situation that where, especially with State and Ole Miss, like when's the last time this is the deepest run anybody's made in some time? State 2 years ago got to the semifinals.
Ole Miss beat Arkansas last year and then lost
the
to
next game,
Auburn, right?
I think that's right.
I mean, Ole Miss won it in 2013.
Yeah, it's just it's a weird investment. So
yeah, and the thing about these conference tournaments, generally speaking, now again, that Ole Miss team in 2013 had to win multiple games. They didn't necessarily have to win it all to make the tournament. But like last year, once they beat Arkansas, you knew they were in anyway.
Yeah.
It just you enter the tournament basically knowing you're in or you're out most of the time. Auburn didn't enter the tournament knowing they were in or they were out. They had to do something. I don't think they did enough. I sure hope they didn't do enough. If the committee is doing their jobs correctly, a team that's one game above 500 has no business making the tournament.
Especially when you're talking about they're probably going to bump out a team that went undefeated in the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, give me a break.
But there is a right side to this argument. Yeah, be on the right side. Don't pick Auburn.
Aside from an Auburn fan, who wants Auburn to make the tournament?
Nobody. Greg Sankey.
Yeah.
But he
does he? He likes to argue against his member schools, especially from the state of Alabama.
Well, yes, I still think he would like to have.
For the greater good, Sankey will step in and tell the committee, don't pick Auburn.
Well, I mean, that would be interesting if he did that. I would be in favor of that. I would tell him that he had done a good job. You did the right thing in that point in time,
Somebody says if they're winning when I get home, I'll get a TV2 going.
There you go.
I mean, I'll do that tonight because, it's my job, but...
Right.
What would I pick if I didn't have to do both?
You would pick baseball. Well, I don't know. You would pick basketball.
I think so.
I
think I would pick basketball.
Richard Cross would pick baseball.
Who knows? He might have taken Cross one up there.
Yeah, you might have, Yeah, he's on vacation.
He likes hanging out on Broadway.
Yeah.
Pedal taverns and whatnot.
I don't know if he likes that.
I've never been on one. Those can't be fun, right?
I would not. I don't want to work while. I don't want to exercise while drinking.
Like if you're on a bachelorette party in particular, that's what you want to do. Hey, let's hop on a bike.
We're gonna exercise while we get drunk. No, those two things are mutually exclusive.
It makes no sense to me at all.
I don't want any part of that.
I've never understood the pedal tavern thing. Have you ever seen one of those sit-down dinners where they lift you up on like a crane? Like they what? Oh, it's crazy. So it's a table that your group is sitting down on a table, and you're strapped into this table.
Okay.
And it lifts you up.
No.
Off the ground into the air.
Nah.
And you eat dinner in the air.
No, dog. I'm not interested in that.
You're not in for that?
I don't I just want to eat. If I go to a restaurant, all I care about the only experience I care about is the quality of the food.
Yeah, but you could eat the food in the air.
I don't want to eat
50 feet.
I don't want to eat food in the air. I don't like heights. I don't want to do that.
So then you wouldn't get on the brand new roller coaster that opened in Saudi Arabia that goes 150 miles per hour?
I wouldn't do anything in Saudi Arabia.
It sounds like a fighter jet. I watched the videos of it. It sounds like a fighter jet.
Yeah, I'm not ever going to go to Saudi Arabia. But I wouldn't go to that roller coaster if it was 2 houses down from me.
And they built it, Hayden, on the side of a straight down cliff, right? So that's part of it. It's built like you have one of the things that's holding it up built right on.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Ole Miss Sports Network. Ole Miss basketball is on the air. This is the Ole Miss Sports Network from Learfield in partnership with SuperTalk Mississippi Media. Our coverage of Rebels basketball begins with the Countdown to Tip-Off Show. The Countdown to Tip-Off Show is brought to you in part by C Spire, official wireless provider of Ole Miss Athletics. Coca-Cola, fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola. By Ford, Mississippi Ford dealers and the Ford F-150, official truck of the Ole Miss Rebels. And by Regions, official bank of the SEC. Now to courtside, alongside former all-conference forward Murphy Holloway. Here's the voice of Rebel basketball, Gary Darby.
With wins over Georgia last night, the Ole Miss Rebels find themselves in the quarterfinals of the SEC tournament tonight. The task is the nation's highest scoring team in the 2-seed Alabama Crimson Tide. Alongside Murphy Holloway, this is Gary Darby from Bridgestone Arena with Countdown to Tip-Off. Last night, the Rebels held Georgia to only 20 points in the first half and led as much as 23, but the Bulldogs closed that gap with them 2. Rebels held on to win with Kezichiffa's free throw, 76-72. Now, Ole Miss and Alabama met in Oxford during the regular season, and the Tide scored 61 points in the second half to win that game 93-74. Earlier today, defending champion and regular season champ Florida knocked off Kentucky. And then in the Battle of the Volunteer State, Vandy was a winner just moments ago, 75-68 over the Volunteers. Dan Courts, our studio host, and our listen to Coach Chris Beard before this one. For the second straight game, Ole Miss did not trail. 33 seconds, it was zip. Ole Miss scored the first 5 of that. That alone, Murphy, you think about playing the two teams you played, the high-scoring offenses of Texas and then last night Georgia, and you've never trailed in either basketball game.
And that's amazing. When I look at the stat sheet, and it tells us, for people who don't know, how long Ole Miss has led the game or the biggest lead. So for Ole Miss to lead both of these games, like you said, with teams like Georgia and Texas, and you see what Georgia can do. Georgia can score quick, put up points quick, but I'm telling you, good offense, great defense beats it every time.
Let's go individually through Ole Miss now. And let's start with A.J. Storr. 19 points, 7 of 15 from the field. He's gone back to that coming off the bench role for Ole Miss, and he's been right there. 50% shooting in game number 1. And then yesterday, and when you wanted the ball in his hands, a good job of getting to the free throw line late.
And A.J. Storr has been doing that all year, just being so consistent. I can't actually remember the numbers off the top of my head, but he scored double figures in a bunch of games. But it's a guy who Coach Beard counts on, even going back to the Texas A&M game, when he didn't shoot the shot that coach wanted him to shoot, he counts on him, he gives him the ball at the end of the game.
And then there's Malik Dia, who joined us in the post-game show after the win last night. In these two games, 20 points, 4.5 rebounds. He's 16 for 32, shot 50% from the field, and he's 3 of 6 from three-point range.
Yeah.
Malik Dia's come to play for 2 nights.
I guess because Malik's from Nashville, he loves playing, whether it's Vanderbilt or in this tournament, but he's played great, and he hasn't just settled for jumpers. He's taking on the inside. He's shot great mid-range shots, and he's taking the three when it's been there. He might be outside of Travis Perry, our best three-point shooter right now.
And in the two games, you're right, 3 of 6. Now, of course, Travis was 4 of 8 last night, but I'm going to go with Ilias Comardine, too. Now, the shots, he was 2 of 4 from 3, and then 1 of 6 outside the arc, but he did so much more. 8 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals. Did he turn it over a few? Yeah, but Coach said in the postgame show, I'm going to go call timeout. I trust Ilias Comardine with the basketball in his hands late in games.
You know, man, John Stockton turned the ball over a lot, too. He also leads the NBA in assists. So sometimes to make plays, you're going to turn it over, you're going to take chances. Ilias Comardine has been great in this tournament. You always said, Darb, what's the best Comardine we like? Aggressive Comardine. He's been aggressive. He hasn't cared about mistakes. First play of the game, they tried to beat him up a little bit last game, Georgia, because they got this stigma on him. How you're rough with him. He's a little soft. He won't play as hard. Well, guess what? He's been playing hard through the fights. Through all the battles, people hitting him. He's kept playing hard.
But speaking of someone who got hit, Travis Perry, let's go through that.
Yeah, no, he definitely got hit hard.
He took a big elbow from Surreal, who it was upgraded to a flagrant 2. But then 4 of 8 from three-point range for him. 16 points, but I think what's best, career-high 6 rebounds. We were kind of having fun with it as the game was going on. Yeah. But, you know, as the season has gone on, I think he really has tried to put an emphasis on being more than stand behind the arc, catch, and shoot.
Yeah, he said it last night in his press conference. He said, hey, coach has been getting on me about being a little bit more gritty. And he said, Santos caught me with the elbow. I had no choice, but hey, I already got dirty, so it's time to stay dirty the rest of the game.
And then I want to finish with James Scott. Last 5 games, 7.6 points, 7 rebounds, 2.6 blocks, 18 of 21 from the field. I get a lot of lobs and dunks, but here in Nashville, 8.5 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 blocks a game.
Somebody who I'm proud of, you know, a kid who came here, everyone thought, you know, he would be all-world, and to some people he hasn't let, you know, to his own expectations hasn't, you know, lived up to him, but he has came out in this tournament when it matters the most how you playing in March. So he came out playing hard. He's got this defense going, blocking shots, sprinting the floor, catching lobs. Darb, you said it. You need to tip some out.
That's right.
I think you tip it a little bit too much sometimes.
Sometimes.
Like, just catch it sometimes. If you can't catch it, can't get both hands on it, tip it out. But proud of James Scott and what he's done here.
It's the 188th meeting between Ole Miss and Alabama. The Crimson Tide 128-59 overall. And in SEC tournament play, they're 6-2. So we go back to that first game between Ole Miss and Alabama, where you look at a box score and you get confused. You really do. Ole Miss made 3 more field goals than Alabama and lost the game by 19. How does that happen? Bama made 9 more threes. They made 16 more free throws in the game. Ole Miss led by 9 with 9:10 to go in the first half. Bama led it by 2, 32-30. And then everything they put in the air went through the hoop in the second half. They used an 8-0 run to grab a double-digit lead. They ended up as much as 22. 61 second-half points in that game.
Can't let them run in transition. And when they run in transition, they're not running to the rim. They're all running outside the three-point line. Even I think Sorrell might have had a couple threes last game, but they all run to that three-point line. So you can't, you know, mostly bigs. You know, I was a big. When we run back in transition, we run to the middle of the paint. You can't do that with them. You got to guard the three-point line, especially with LeBaron Philon leading the way.
Phylon scored 18 in that game, 9 of them from the free throw line. He was 9 of 10. You mentioned Sherrell. 15 points for him, 6 rebounds. He was perfect, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. 13 points, 8 rebounds for Amari Allen. 12 points, 6 assists for Aiden Holloway. And then Latrell Reitzel, the second half, he lit up. And he went 7 for 13 from 3.
And he's had games this year where he scored 30 from that three-point line. So he can make 8 threes in a game. So you have to watch him. But the whole team, you got to watch everybody. Like you said, LeBaron, he scored 19. A lot of them were from the line.
Right.
You know, he didn't light it up from the three-point line, but tonight he might try to light it up from the three-point line. So they have a bunch of players on their team that can score that 10 to 12 points a game.
A.J. Storr led Ole Miss in the regular season meeting with 27. He was 10 of 17, 2 of 3 from 3, and 5 of 5 from the free throw line. And it was a great game by Eduardo Klafke, and we've seen Eduardo turn it on in the second half. 12 points, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks for him in a start against Alabama.
Yeah, and Eduardo's, I can't pinpoint to myself which game I felt like he came all the way alive, but he's been playing good basketball. He's been confident. He had a hurt hip, came back from that. I know it's still bothering him, but he's playing great. He's getting his hands on a lot of balls. And you see yesterday, Coach trusts him on defense, no matter if he's a little limpy or not. He puts him in at the end of the game to make big plays.
You know, he had the great game at Texas prior to this one against Alabama. It was kind of both of those teams that he caught fire. Again, though, Ole Miss was 29 of 69 from the field. Bama was 26 of 66. However, 17 of their makes were from 3. Ole Miss only had 8. And at the free throw line, Alabama was 24 of 26 at the stripe that night. Ole Miss only got to the line 13 times and made 8.
And you got to get to the line against a team like this, which there's more than one way to win the game. Don't try to match this team 3 for 3. That's their identity. Our identity is defense. So let's do what we do and also try to get to that free throw line and stop what they do.
All right, so we've talked a lot about Alabama. We've given you some stats along the way. The injury update brought to you by Richard Schwartz & Associates, your Mississippi injury law firm. One call, that's all. We know that Corin Johnson will not play. We saw Augusto Cassia come back from the groin injury after missing 4 games. He's back and available as well. Nothing for Alabama along the way. Coming up next, we'll turn it over to Dan Kortz. He'll take a look at not only the SEC tournament, but everything that's going on elsewhere, because as these tournament games have been going on, Oklahoma now finds themselves as the first team out. Texas and Missouri have fallen into the last 4, and Auburn has fallen behind Oklahoma in the mix. So there's 4 SEC teams that Joe Lunardi has got completely on the bubble. So Dan will tell us about other games going on, and then after that, it's the head coach, Chris Beard. All this coming up as you listen to Ole Miss basketball from Learfield.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric, and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
SJB Pavilion, home of Club Red, where passionate students pack the stands and dial up the energy. After tip-off, it's all over but the shouting. Ford trucks have an iconic tradition too, like Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks 49 years straight. Drive F-150, official truck of the Rebels, only at your Mississippi Ford dealer, based on 1977 to 2025 total sales.
This is Ole Miss basketball on the Ole Miss Sports Network from Learfield.
Jack Hoffman here with Tico Steakhouse. At Tico Steakhouse, tradition is always on the menu, and now that tradition lives in 2 locations, Ridgeland off County Line Road and in Oxford on the Square. Known for the finest cuts of meat, the perfect sear, and hospitality that feels like home, Tico's is where memories are made every day. Whether you're celebrating a special occasion, toasting a big game win, or even simply enjoying a great meal with friends and family, Tico Steakhouse is the place. Come taste the legacy, savor the tradition.
We've sent that Rip Van Winkle guy to the dentist.
Hey, what? Hey, what?
And what's worse than a trip to the dentist? Your wife's paint project that you've put off. Let Seabrook Paint in Jackson and Ridgeland.
And the Gators looking to make it back to the SEC championship as well. Our game starts the evening session. The game following ours will see the 11-seed Oklahoma take on the 3-seed Arkansas. Arkansas won the regular season meeting by 4 between these two back on the 27th of January. Arkansas's last semifinal appearance was in 2022 as well in this tournament. Oklahoma, their last semifinal appearance was in 2022. They were still members of the Big 12 at that point in time. Now from the SEC to the rest of the country, as we do have extended pregame coverage as they are clearing out the arena and waiting for the new fans for the night session to come in and clean things up as well. We'll go through what's going on around the rest of the country. Some notable games in progress right now. We start at Madison Square Garden, where St. John's is taking on Seton Hall in the Big East Tournament's first semifinal, and St. John's looking to roar to the final.
Bounce pass comes to Dylan Mitchell, and he circles it out high. Now Mitchell now. Left wing pass goes to Sandin for the 3. Good! Yes! Josan Sandin, and he's fouled as well. Sandin hits his third 3 of the game, and St. John's up double digits, and a free throw coming.
John Mako, Brandon Tierney on the call for St. John's from Learfield. The Johnnies lead Seton Hall 44-30, a little under 17 minutes to go in the second half. The first MAC semifinal sees UMass right now after their upset win over Miami of Ohio yesterday, now trailing Toledo in the semifinal, 72-61, 3.5 minutes to go in the second half. Duquesne in the quarterfinals of the Atlantic 10 tournament trail VCU 47-40, 10.5 minutes to go in half number 2. And then the Big Ten quarterfinals from Chicago right now, Purdue ahead of Nebraska in the first game of the evening session, 21-16. Games still to come, both semifinals in the Big 12. The first one, Iowa State will take on Arizona, 6 p.m. tip. And then the second game, we'll see Houston take on Kansas following that ball game. ACC first semifinal at 6 o'clock from Charlotte. Virginia will take on Miami in the 2 versus 3 matchup. They will be followed by Duke and Virginia from the Spectrum Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. Some other notable games as well to take place. The next quarterfinal of the A-10 between Davidson and St. Joe's. The other semifinal for the MAC between Kent State and Akron. That tournament being played in Cleveland. The quarterfinal night session in the Big Ten between the 6-seed UCLA and the 3-seed Michigan State on the docket as well. The WAC semifinal, a lot of bubble teams in action. Nevada taking on Utah State. The first game at 8:30 from the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas. They are followed by New Mexico and San Diego State. Finals from earlier. We will start with the one that just went final, a wild one from the quarterfinals at the American Tournament in Birmingham. Tulsa just defeated North Texas 90-84 in 3 overtimes to survive and move on. Some finals from earlier. We'll go to the Big Ten, where Michigan and Ohio State, the big game taking place on the hardwood, as Michigan, top overall seed, looking to not be one and done with their rivals on the docket.
53-52 Michigan. Alley-oop up from Kadota. Mara crunches it straight on in the paint. As Thornton was jawing, Michigan was executing. Mara with a big-time dunk.
Brian Bush, Terry Mills on the call for Michigan from Learfield. Michigan defeats the Buckeyes 71-67. They will get the Wisconsin Badgers, who are overtime winners over Illinois 91-88 the final. The A-10 quarterfinal, first one of the day, saw St. Louis survive a scare from George Washington, the Billikens, an 88-81 winner in Pittsburgh, where that tournament is. Conference USA semifinal, Louisiana Tech beating Missouri State 69-66. The first quarterfinal of the day in the American saw Charlotte take down UAB 83-78. The other semifinal in Conference USA saw Kennesaw State defeat Sam Houston 79-73, and then Dayton in the second A-10 quarterfinal defeating St. Bonaventure 68-63. We'll now go from the hardwood to the baseball diamond as it's conference play opening up this weekend for the SEC, and Ole Miss at 6:30 in Austin will take on the second-ranked Texas Longhorns to get that weekend series going from UFCU Disch-Falk Field in Austin. Again, that will now, first pitch will be about the same time as we're tipping off for that game. Some games in progress right now, though. In Athens, 19th-ranked Tennessee ahead of Georgia 2-0 in the bottom of the fourth inning that Georgia just went to bat. Bottom second in Lexington, 21st-ranked Kentucky ahead of Alabama 4-1. 23rd-ranked Florida in Gainesville tied with South Carolina. That game scoreless from McEachern Stadium or Condren Family Ballpark, in Gainesville. Some games still to come. They're about to throw the first pitch at a few of them. In Como, Auburn, the 6th-ranked Tigers taking on the Tigers of Missouri. At the Hawk in Nashville, Vanderbilt taking on LSU, 6 o'clock first pitch. Arkansas, the 5th-ranked Razorbacks taking on 3rd-ranked Mississippi State to get that SEC play going at Baum Walker Stadium at 6 o'clock as well. And then alongside Ole Miss at 6:30, 22nd-ranked Texas A&M in Norman to take on 9th-ranked Oklahoma. That is your look at what is going on not only around conference tournament basketball from the nation, the SEC, but also SEC on the baseball diamond as Ole Miss gets ready to meet Alabama in the quarterfinal of the SEC tournament, where the winner will get the winner of Oklahoma and Arkansas, as that game is the one that will follow us. Before we go any further, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Ole Miss basketball from Learfield.
Jackson's home for news. A SuperTalk Mississippi media production.